3 Dubs, and welcome to Vital Vinyl, the only show that has stickers, aside from any other show that might have stickers. My name is Vernon Smith, and I first started buying records back in 1988 at the tender age of 14 when I was a little punk rock skater boy, and continued to do so until 2005 when they all got washed away by Hurricane Katrina. So I stopped, and because I was like, hey, I can't start this all over again at the age of 38, at the age of 30, the age of whatever. So, and here we are today. Welcome. If you're new to the show, welcome aboard. If you're a long time lifer, subscriber, viewer, watcher of these past few weeks or months, welcome back. Okay. If you were paying attention last time, which I'm sure you were, you know that today's episode is about one of the greatest punk pop bands, in my opinion, which is why we're here. The Muffs. Yeah, so these are the two albums of theirs that I have. Their self-titled album, The Muffs, and their follow-up, Blonder and Blonder. Got into these folks in the mid-90s, and I originally had this on vinyl. It was a red vinyl copy. This was not out on vinyl, but I had it on CD, but it recently got released on vinyl, and so I scooped it on up, and this was back in print for a while. It kind of comes in and out of print from what I've seen, and I actually did a bit of prep for about 2 minutes and saw that it is currently available on vinyl. So if you are a fan of these folks, even if you don't know you're a fan yet, maybe I'll put a link in the description. Sometimes I do that when I say I will. So, fingers crossed, gang. Yeah, it's currently available for around $30. You might see it saying that it's a blue vinyl, but from what I've seen, it's black. The one I got is black, but I got it sometime last year. And it was like I saw it was available, and so I ordered a copy off of Discogs, and then the thing was unavailable like a day or so later. So scoop them up while you can. Yeah, about $30 from what I've seen. Haven't really seen too many on eBay, but I did see them on Discogs from someone named Yo Nikki, and I even saw it on Amazon. These are all the songs, and these are the members of the band. Kim Shattuck, who recently passed away of ALS a few years ago, which really sucked because she was a beautiful and talented singer-songwriter, musician. Ronnie Barnett, bass player. Roy McDonald, also from Red Cross. No relation to the McDonald brothers, who are also in Red Cross. Or maybe he's a cousin. I don't know, but not a brother, as far as I know. But anyway. And I believe they also were, had a side project called White Flag. I think that's them. But I don't know. Sure. But yeah, this, my original one, like I said, was red vinyl. This is on black. But it's got a neat little drawing of the band on side 2. Yay. And the sleeve that the record comes in got a neat picture with some words on it, but on the other side there's commentary from Kim Shattuck, from Ronnie Barnett, and from Roy McDonald, talking about, well, let's see, with Kim, she talks about all the different songs on here, so a little background on those stories. Ronnie's is talking about this album and how it affected the band personally and professionally, and which I think they might even get into the whole Fruitopia thing and like being on the doing the Kids in America song for Clueless. And then Roy talks about how, because he wasn't the original drummer, just like his history and how he got involved with the band. So, cool little history that was not on the original vinyl, from what I recall. So, pick it up, boys and girls. And when I got mine, the store and Discogs that I got it from also had their first self-titled album with a neat little hype sticker. This I did originally have on compact disc. But now I've got it on uncompacted disc. So there's the front cover with Chris Crass and Melanie, I forget her name. But yeah, he was the original drummer, and he also does some vocals on one or two songs that are kind of in the background. Not in the background, but just kind of like little 3-second, like I think one's an Angry Samoan song and don't know the other. That's why you're here, for knowledge. But yeah, so there's an insert photo with all the different members of the band, and then a close-up from the same photo shoot from the back cover. So yay! I like seeing photos of the bands. And if you do too, then you will too. Comes in an anti-static sleeve. Black vinyl, purple label. Everything you could wish to make your holiday dreams come true. At least if your holiday dreams were to have black vinyl and purple labels. So yeah, kind of had the biggest crush on Kim Shattuck back in what the kids called the day. Saw them live back in the mid to late 90s. They were on tour with lookout band The Queers and Cub, who I hadn't really heard Cub too much, but I was a big fan of The Queers as well. Joe King or Joe Queer or whatever name is. I need to get more Queers albums because they were good, and I don't have any. I used to have them. I had a couple of them on vinyl back then, but I haven't replenished my stock now, so I guess that's on the list of things to do. But they put on an amazing show. They played at a club in downtown New Orleans called the Howlin' Wolf, which is still around and actually had a thing that I need to do a video on called Record Raid. It was a record convention. Here is their sticker, so go follow them on Instagram and whatever else you follow people on. Because it was my first record convention, and it was pretty freaking cool, so I'll get into that in a later episode, so stick around. Now I've got you hooked in to keep you coming back for more. But yeah, they put on a great show, and then the band was hanging out after the show, and I was there with a buddy of mine, and I was like, dude, there's Kim. And he's like, go talk to her. And I'm like, no. So I didn't. So that's why we never got married. But she found someone else, as did I. So I guess things worked out. But yeah, and they did several other albums, which I do have Happy Birthday to Me on CD somewhere in that cabinet because I keep the CDs down below because I don't really listen to them too much. But that was a good album as well. There was one or two that it kind of dropped off for me. Like, I don't know, her vocals seemed less screamy and more kind of subdued, which, I guess happens when you get older, or maybe when you just want to change things up and not be the screamy, angry young teenager that you were when you were a screamy, angry young teenager. But, yeah, so on my to-do list is to listen to later releases of theirs, because, yeah, they're a good band. They're a rockin' band. And they're not around anymore, because, yeah, she passed away a few years ago, which really, really, really sucked, because they're super talented, and she was super talented, and it sucks when super talented people die, or when just awesome people die. Like, it's never just dicks that die. Dicks and jerks kind of live a long time, it seems. So, alright, well, that kind of petered off into nowhere. So we're gonna wrap it up. Next time, we're gonna talk about whatever's next. I don't know. Haven't gone through it yet. So I guess I'll see what's in there alphabetically. But MU, so we're at the end of the M's. So, oh no, there's another. I believe I have a record by a band called My Chemical Romance. Maybe you heard of them. Maybe you're like, oh, teeny bopper shit. But you know what? Actually, give it a listen, because I did. And that'll be what next week's or next day's episode is all about. Join us. Or don't. Alright. Have a blessed day.